Good morning, everybody. 11 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. Welcome back to the program. Lou and Jackie here, along with our good friend Sherry Clark. And in case you needed a reminder of what time of year it is, Jackie, just take a peek outside.
Yeah, it's winter season, and a lot of times we're talking about ailments that affect you, colds, things like that. But there's some other things that can affect you when we head into the winter season. And you have some remedies for us this morning. Sherry Clark, thank you for being here.
I do. And the things that bother us, you know, we think about colds and flu. That's the normal thing you think about is winter. And then you think about, oh, the snow. And by now, let's face it, the bloom is off the rose. We're tired of this stuff. And the driveway and the shoveling. And remember the first snow? And it was kind of fun.
It's fun to clear it away. The second time, and not so much.
This morning, I didn't have a good time. No. But there's other things, too. And one of the things is we're inside so much that we get a couple of things. And one of them is dry skin. You know, you just feel flaky and the air is dry. And I was even thinking when I came into the station this morning, static cling. Everything's sticking to me.
And we noticed this yesterday. I handed something to my wife, Kathy, and when I handed it to her, it sparked across.
Yes, and my poor cat Lotus, when I pet him.
Oh no, with static electricity there too.
Exactly. So let's talk about what you can do for your skin, because it's really important to take care of it. Because it does hurt. My hands get cracked and red and dry. So Jackie, I brought some things to share with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Down on your far right is just some lotion, but what I want to remind you is that certain lotions have different ways of working, and there are all different kinds. So look and see, what kind of skin do you have? Is your skin normally oily? Is it dry? What kind of lotions do you like? Do you like the thick kind, the thin kind? Can you put it on often? Don't just buy the same kind every time.
All right, I'm going to ask you about that. I'm going to stop you right there for a second. You said find out what kind of skin you have. If you have oily skin, why do you need lotion if you have oily skin?
If you have oily skin, typically year-round, you would be wanting to get something that's a little lighter, so that you don't feel greasy. People with oily skin still can get dry, and they get dry differently than people with dry skin. Dry skin, you crack and it hurts and it's hard. Oily skin, you just flake and you still feel uncomfortable.
All right, so look for it's specific for oily skin.
Yes, you can find all kinds of different things. Read the labels. I'm always telling you that, and especially at this time of year. Then I like to talk about oils. Now, a lot of times women in particular will be fearful about oils. They think, oh, it's going to cause a breakout. I have to tell you, I really have good experiences with oil, particularly in the wintertime. I wear oil on my face at night. I put it on my hands and my feet. I wear socks or little white cotton gloves. And then when I wake up in the morning, it feels a lot more supple. So don't be afraid of oil. That's argan oil. I use that also on my hair. Just put it in your hair, and then when you get ready to wash it out.
It's not the same as it used to be. You're not like putting Crisco on your face. There's some incredible oils out there that can make the world a difference.
Exactly.
So you put oil on your feet and then put socks on?
Yeah. And then in the morning when you wake up, your feet aren't scratchy and snagging on you if you're wearing hose.
Right.
It's not doing all that.
I hate it when that happens.
Don't you hate that? So take my word. Okay. So then let's talk about moisturizing from the inside. So we use supplements. We've heard about fish oil, but I also know that some people don't like the concept of fish oil for whatever their reasons are. So GLA is one. It's made from borage oil. What is borage is a plant. So you just take a teaspoon or a half teaspoon of that, whatever it tells you on the label, a couple of times a day or once a day, whatever. You'll find a difference. I see it in my nails. If you start supplementing with oil and you've been having some dryness, it takes a couple weeks, but your nails will get better, longer, stronger.
Talking about cracking and chipping.
Yes, and splitting.
Okay, so it's nice to know there's options out there, because there are people that are more aware of ingredients, as you're always talking about.
And lips. You know,
absolutely,
Jackie, when we put on lipstick and your lips are dry, it's the
worst.
It doesn't look pretty. So I found an exfoliant for lips, and that's great. It takes off the skin, and then a balm to put over that. And then finally, don't forget this. What you consume really ends up being a part of your skin. I like to drink hot water, so that's a hot water thermos.
Okay.
And I just put hot water, drink it. I keep it at my desk at all times. It keeps it nice and warm, and it's really soothing. And it'll keep me away from the hot chocolate.
There you go. A little lemon, perhaps, maybe tea, but remember that we need to continue to hydrate even in these cold winter months. Okay, so that's my side. We're staying hydrated and from the inside out. What do we have over here in front of Lou?
Lou, sometimes we get depressed.
Yep.
You know, you're inside, you got cabin fever.
Cabin fever, yeah.
For me, February is the worst, and it's right around the bend.
Yep.
I'm just like, I'm done with this. Get me something new. So there are supplements that we can take, and one of them is ashwagandha and rhodiola. And there are all different kinds of supplements. I just picked those two to remind viewers to take a look, do some research, find out what works for you. Sometimes you might be deficient in a B vitamin, for example, but those are safe and natural supplements, and I think that those are really good. If you're lucky enough that you are not going to be depressed all winter because you get to go south, you're going to go someplace for spring break, which is coming, I swear it is. One of the things you want to start thinking about is what's your skin going to do when it hits that sun for the first time.
All right, so prep your skin.
Prep your skin. We haven't been outside for months.
Right.
So there are supplements, and this one that I brought along for you today is called astaxanthin. And if you start taking that now and you go away in February or March, your skin will have gotten the supplements that it needs to be able to combat sunburn better.
Really?
Yes, research it.
And
check
what's it
out.
called again?
I wrote it down phonetically. Astaxanthin.
Astaxanthin.
Yes.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Does that work in the summer as well?
Yes, yeah. You don't just take it once and then run outside and think you're protected.
Right, okay.
It's something that's got to build up over time. That's why we're talking about that now.
All right. So it may have, you're planning a cruise or a trip to the Caribbean or something.
Spring break,
you
Cabo.
want to get this in your system. Yeah.
Yes,
heard of that
exactly.
before.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's got some other benefits as well. But research it, just like all of the things that we talk about here on the program. You're going to want to research and look up yourself. One thing you won't want to research and look up yourself if you're not going south, go ahead and put some bronzer on. And so I brought along, for those of us who might not be so lucky as to be going to nice weather locations, it does wonderful things for you to feel like you look good. And when you feel white and pasty and dry and staticky, let's think about how we look. We put a better face on to the rest of the world, and we feel better about ourselves. So don't hold back on the bronzer. Look good. And then finally, there are a few more weeks of winter left, let's face it. So I brought along some sports cream because today that snow's heavy. You're going to need it.
Yep.
It's going to hurt.
Your back is going to bother you. Your shoulders are going to bother you. Your neck is going to bother you.
Yep, and no amount of lotion or salve is going to help that. So,
But there are options out there if you're really keeping an eye on those ingredients, again, like you said.
Yes.
There are some incredible options that are more readily available, which is always wonderful as well. So read those labels. Great advice this morning, and I could use all of them. So if people want more details, maybe they want to tell you what they're trying to kind of beat the winter blues this season, how can they get in touch with you?
I'd love to hear about it. Drop me an email at info@fork-road.com or visit my website, which is fork-road.com.
And if people still want to get involved with your interview series, can they do that as well?
It is going on through the end of the month, and that is the website for that is magnificentmidlifewoman.com.
All right.
Perfect.
Take advantage of everything that's being offered right here and try to stay comfortable this winter.
Yep, and not dry skin.
All right, that's the whole idea. Thank you, Sherry.
All right, take care.
All right, 20 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. And don't go too far. We're going to take care of a little bit of biz.